Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Frigiphobia, the Neon Goblin playthrough of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. My name is Morgan. I will be your DM for this evening.
Huzzah!
And I am joined by a full cast this week of our beautiful goblins. So let's go down the roster real quick and reintroduce everybody. Playing our Shatterkai Ranger Zadrin is Prescott.
Hello.
Playing our Goblin Sorcerer Bard Osborne is James.
Ahoy, hoy.
Playing our Human Paladin Wilhelm is Alden.
Hey!
Playing the Fire Genasi Artificer Vulcan is Griffin.
Oh!
Playing our Changeling Fighter Rayston, we have Cavan.
Hey!
Playing the Dragonborn Druid Gran, returning this week, we have Kristen. Yay! Welcome back.
Happy to be back.
So happy to have you. And of course, returning this week as our guest player, playing the human wizard Velen Harpel, we have Devin.
Hello, hello.
You know, you keep calling him a guest player. He's been here forever.
I know, he's pretty much
I know, he's
now.
been here for like a stretch at this point. You know, maybe it is just finally time to say you're part of this campaign because it's definitely true.
I trust
Oh,
Velen
wow.
Harpel with my life.
I
Oh,
know,
my
Velen
God.
If
Harpel
Ellen
is pulling
died,
out
we
the-
would probably want him to roll up a new character, so.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Two
true.
two
That's
levels
true.
later, I'm officially a part of the.
It's true. It's true.
Well, for
Well,
us, not our characters,
thank you.
just us.
Viewers, thank you for joining us. Before we dive in tonight, we've got a few announcements to get through. First, we want to thank our returning sponsor for this game, Roll20. If you are still unfamiliar, Roll20 is a system-agnostic virtual tabletop that comes fully outfitted with a suite of assets to make your game fun and engaging and just as immersive online as the games you're used to around the gaming table. Plus, this month, they are partnering with Evil Hat Productions for Evil Hat Month. And this month will contain loads of freebies that you can download for your Roll20 asset suite to host a bunch of different games online. Currently, their mystery adventure, Dream Away the Time, is free from the Roll20 marketplace. So make sure you head on over to roll20.net or follow them on Twitter at Roll20app to learn more and stay up to date on all of their current promotions. Roll20, we definitely thank you for your ongoing support, and we will be making good use of everything you have to offer in tonight's game. Also, another quick announcement before we dive into the recap. As a reminder to our viewers, Icewind Dale is written as a horror adventure. There are moments during the game that may be a little trying for certain viewers. We certainly encourage you, if at any point you're uncomfortable with what's unfolding in the game, to take a moment away from the stream, allow the events to progress, and then rejoin us at a time that is more comfortable for you. Players, of course, know they have the same liberty to pause gameplay at any time to make sure that the experience remains enjoyable for everyone. So, that
Yeah,
disclaimer out of the way.
Last week was definitely a lot of horror.
You know, I'm sure this week will be fine. All rainbows and butterflies, you know?
Mhm.
It can't keep
I'd like that very much. Yes.
Yeah, it's warming up, right? It's,
Well, speaking of last session, who wants to do the recap for last week to get our viewers up to speed? Gavin, have at it. Don't forget to unmute.
I got the notes. I'm the man with the notes.
All right.
Mhm.
No.
So, last week, we had recently killed a god. We had even more recently killed a giant nasty bird.
Mm.
And we searched around its nest and plundered a bunch of its stuff, including a big silver egg that we were a little bit at odds about what to do with it. That consumed a lot of the playtime of last week, but then we figured it out and decided that now was the time to wander through the rest of the dungeon. Grimskaya on the island of Solstice, the fortress of Auril, the Frostbane, and who's dead still, which is, you know, could have not happened. It was iffy for a second. but we are pretty well and good sure that things are going better now. For everyone in the Dale, except for a very old and decrepit frost giant who, no, actually his life is much better now that he's dead because he gets to go to the giant afterlife.
That's all he wanted.
He hated it here, guys. Hated it here.
Yeah, only improved his
and
situation. Yeah.
basically, as soon as he saw us, he was like, "Finally, death has come to me at last," and tried to kill us with his axe. And we were just kind of like, "All right, let's roll with this."
Yeah, let's
Most
give
of
you an
us were
honorable
Vulcan,
battle to the death.
But
I just thought you needed a hug, whatever.
We tried our best
we tried
Not-
our best. We did
not
our
to
best,
murder him, but
to convince him that just because he's an old, sad berserker who wants to get into Valhalla doesn't mean that he has to kill us. But it kind of does, just religiously speaking. So we went ahead and took him out. He was
I
sitting
feel like
in
you're
front of a bunch of-
significantly glossing over what you did to that poor giant. Velen came
what?
in and like.
Sorry. I am not going to be, what's the phrase, victim blamed for defending myself against a guy with a 12-foot tall blade. Okay? I can't believe what you did to that poor giant. Literally every time we would say, "Okay, we're going to kill you now in honorable combat," he would shed a tear of joy. You
And
narrate
smile.
that. You can't
Greater
pretend you didn't narrate that.
we did everything we could.
And he hit so hard for an old man. Like, I was very
Anyway.
impressed. I was like, oh, he's good.
Anyway,
He's still
he was
good.
sitting in front of a closet with a bunch of cool stuff in it. There was a mystical looking ice statue of an evil giant god. There was an alchemy jug, which now we're going to have to endure Griffin doing stuff with. There was
Yeah.
You guys like mayonnaise?
there was
boy.
a mystical locked box, which we did get open and did have Arveaturus's diamond in it. I think that was established.
Yes.
Anyway, then there was a bunch of money, just a pile of cash.
Yep.
So, good for
We'll have
us.
to divide that up at some point.
I don't know why, Griffin, but I feel like you're gonna make Miracle Whip with that thing.
No, mayonnaise is
Am I
better
supposed
than
to have
Miracle
feeling?
Whip. What do you mean?
That
We're
yeah,
not
that's what
having
I'm
that
saying.
discussion right now.
Oh,
I knew as soon as he called it that it was going to be a problem.
Mhm.
Anyway, we're now descending further down into the fortress. Oh, there was a little thing with some ice mephits where the ice mephits were like, "Oh yeah, we're for sure all gonna die because the island's collapsing," and that wasn't
Hee hee
true.
hee ha ha ha.
And we clowned on them for a little bit to establish that we were cool, and then just went down the stairs.
Mhm.
And now we're in a new big room with exciting new things to show us.
This is true. Real quick question: does anyone in the party have a bag of holding?
No,
I believe that.
no, we
Uh,
don't. Not anymore.
What do you mean, not anymore?
I disenchanted it to give Osborne a very pretty ring.
I
Why did you
don't.
do that?
I don't.
Well, we might need it to carry all this money, or we
Yeah,
are gonna
in
have to do it.
character,
Yeah.
I think that I have a couple of objections to that, and out of character, I had even more objections to that.
Literally already happened. It's too late. I don't know.
Yeah,
what to
so
tell
we
you.
didn't really progress past the treasure room. You all just started making your way down the hall. So there's a ton of loot to carry. We don't necessarily use encumbrance in this campaign, but definitely well more than y'all would have the capacity to carry for now. So you want to just leave it locked in the closet for the time being?
Sure.
The
How
island
big?
crumbles beneath you.
Yeah, until Vulcan fixes his mistake. Yeah.
How big?
We'll keep the diamond for Avaturus, and that.
Don't want to lose hold of that.
Yeah, we don't want to die because we did not have it.
How big is the gold ring size for giants? Like, are they like bracelets or?
Yeah, they would be like arm ring size, like even bigger than bracelets, but you could wear them like arm rings.
Gotcha.
How much gold was in there?
It was 1,350 gold pieces, 4,400 silver pieces, 7,800 copper pieces.
Wow.
I'm just gonna take 30 gold out of here because I have no money.
All right.
I will also
We'll
like
note that.
I'll grab a couple of the rings and like put them on my arm and take a couple of those scales, the dragon scales from the shield. You said they were like dinner plate sized.
Mhm.
I'd probably just like grab like 4 of them or whatever and like store them in like a backpack or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can add that as a custom item in D&D Beyond, and those would weigh
Not a
about
sponsor.
1.5 pounds each. Yet, I will earn it.
Yet.
You know, as long as we're looking in our backpacks, does anyone want like a light crossbow? I've just been carrying around a light crossbow for literally the entire adventure for no reason.
Mm.
No.
No, I'm good.
No, I got
No,
fireball.
nobody.
Why don't you just leave it in our newly found storage unit?
That's fair. I mean, I don't.
Refrigerated storage.
Yeah.
It's like I'd like it to stay within the party, just because. I mean, I've got 17 crossbow bolts. I don't even know why 17 specifically. I must have used a couple at some point. But
Mm-hmm. Probably.
That is weird.
That is weird. That's so weird.
Mm.
Yeah.
because I'm a bow guy, I've known how to
mean-
use a longbow since I was like 15.
I mean, they come in packs of 10.
The bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So, where did the other 3
Anyway,
go?
look, I don't mean to derail anything. I just, if anyone needed like a crossbow to carry around, I wanted to
No,
No
let people
thanks.
know I had an extra one. So
no, thank you.
So you push
Well-
your treasure, what you can carry, the rest remaining in your refrigerated storage for now.
Mm-hmm.
And make your way down the hall past the harassment of the ice methods, who seem more entertained by your presence than anything.
Don't
and
like
begin
them.
winding your way down the stairs.
Nah, they're cool.
No, don't like them.
They're okay.
Nah,
they're deeply
not.
uncool.
They're funny.
no, they're not.
As this conversation continues, making your way down the stairs, the staircase descends into a vaulted chamber. A 9-foot-high railing of sculpted ice hugs the staircase as it descends to the chamber floor, which, like the stairs, is smooth and gleaming. A walrus, as big as an elephant, is currently having a grand old time, rolling and sliding along the icy floor, paying you no heed. And as it slides and nears a wall, you watch it just kind of flop onto a side to stop its momentum, kind of waddles to reposition, and then pushes off with flippers to slide again to the far side of the chamber.
Wilhelm,
Paying you no attention.
Yes.
Wilhelm,
Yes.
do you think we could ride that?
I think you would have to make friends first.
I don't have that spell.
No. Well, in that
Yeah.
case, let's just leave him alone. He's doing his thing. We're doing ours.
Yeah,
guy
make,
can't-
make friends with the walrus.
This
Yeah.
guy can't understand Sylvan, can he?
There's only one way to find out. I mean,
Yeah, I guess. How many stairs are there? Like, would I have to scream, or when I
although
walk down the stairs farther?
I will say I would very much not like to not have to kill this thing.
No.
He seems like he's having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'll start walking down a little bit.
Maybe
and-
if we had a backup plan for if he does, I don't know, attack you, can we,
Polymorph?
shove
We
him in a
have any
corner
before?
or something?
Yeah.
I mean, we can just knock it out. If it's a mean walrus, we could just beat it up. I don't see. It's a walrus. It's one walrus. We killed a god. Like,
It's a very big
9 hours
walrus,
ago.
though, and I don't think we can't beat it up. I just don't want to.
I wouldn't.
hello,
Yeah.
walrus.
I
Begin
wouldn't.
moving to the bottom of the stairs. Wilhelm, Gran, Vulcan, as you do, you notice that you catch this towering creature of pure mass and presence. Its dark, beady eyes sort of focus on you. You see a twitch of the whiskers, and it begins sort of hobbling slowly over.
We come in peace.
As a
Hello.
reminder, these are 10-foot squares.
Yes.
Yes.
Come in
Yeah.
peace, walrus.
It slides a little bit to a halt in front of you and raises up on its flippers, kind of canting its head in a pensive expression, and looks across at all of you.
I'm gonna speak in Sylvan and see if that works.
We appreciate you letting us into your home.
Well, this is new, she says, in common, grinning as you're speaking
Damn.
Sylvan, but looking at the rest of the party.
Yo.
You're the ones that have been making commotion upstairs, aren't you?
Sorry.
Guilty as charged.
Yes.
It's
No,
kind of
I
awesome.
don't mind. I'm just here enjoying the atmosphere, she says, gesturing with a flipper. And
Well, I
sort
can
of
see how
gives
this
a,
would be a fun place for a walrus. It's sort of a very roomy ice cave. And
she just sort of flops to one side and lets the momentum carry her a couple of feet, sliding across the ice before wiggling to pivot and face you once more. So, what is it that you are attempting to accomplish down here?
we're looking for some stuff we think is in the fortress.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the whiskered muzzle sort of contort in the walrus equivalent of a grin. She flops onto one side and sort of absent-mindedly scratches with the edge of a flipper. You're after the goddess's treasure.
I didn't
I
want.
won't stop you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Have you seen a book recently?
Yeah.
Yes,
paper.
they're one and the same.
Treasure is the book.
And she rolls back onto her belly, situates for a moment, and then pushes off and slides across the room once again.
Damn, that was fast.
Walrus.
So which room first then?
So, taking
That's the
in your
walrus.
surroundings, it's pretty apparent this chamber is snowflake shaped. You can see that there are doors leading to several wings here, 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 and here, as well as alcoves dotted around the space that you can't quite see fully into. These wider ones you can see most of and see that there's really nothing within. They appear to just be architectural from the fortress itself. But there are a couple that have sort of smaller doorways.
What about the north and south portions? Are those doors?
They are little hallways that lead to doors.
Excuse me, miss. How is it that you got in here exactly?
Oh, well, I'm supposed to be guarding or whatever, but who really has time or energy for such banal duties? She says, giving another slide.
I look over. I think it's Vulcan who's right next to me.
Oh, something about her voice is just so calming to me.
I wasn't gonna say it, but she sounds pitch perfect. It's shocking, exactly like my mother.
Mm.
That is exactly my mother's
Interesting.
voice. To a T.
She sounds like my. No, don't have a mom.
Are you saying in real life, or are you?
No, Ryston's mother. It's exactly the same voice.
I'm gonna go over to this first little snowflake piece.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
examine the doors.
Yeah.
That is.
Staying out of the walrus's way.
Okay. This is just another one of those icy stone doors. Do you push it open?
I think I will ask other people to push it open. Like, hey, I'd like this door to be open. Please, anyone who's good at that.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Excuse me. Yes, I will.
I'm happy to help you.
Oh, okay, never mind. Cool.
Yeah.
I.
As a group effort, again, no check is needed. The door does slowly push open, revealing Revealing. Here we go.
Oh, good. More doors.
Yeah.
The walls of this oddly shaped room are etched with elaborate panoramas of winter scenes. Set into the back wall is a door inscribed with a large snowflake. A single word is carved into the lintel above it.
What language would that be in the lintel? The word in the lintel above it?
It is in common. Can you go
Okay.
in close enough to get a look at what it says?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and move your character in.
I would like to check for traps as I walk in, seeing as this is a treasure room. I don't want to step anything.
Wilhelm, you just going in?
Well, Wilhelm like walks forward like to that
Close
one.
enough to read the word.
And then if like you say, "What about traps?" He stops and he's like, "Whoa."
About to that point, at that moment, Wilhelm, nothing
Mhm.
occurring to this point. You can see that there are some rusted and rime-coated braziers on the wall, or sconces on the wall that would have once held torches, but they're currently empty. Turning your attention to that door and the pediment above it, you can see that the word here reads preservation.
Mm.
It says preservation.
Interesting. Should we try and open it?
If I get frozen solid, promise you'll thaw me out.
Of course.
Okay.
I actually, before we do anything permanent, can we
okay.
take a look-see at the doors to the north and south of us? Because they seem like they had a different thing going on.
Yeah, do you want to check all the doors instead? Like, see if there's a pattern to the words?
Yeah, it seems like it might be one of those, like, go through them in order type things. I don't want to walk in here
That could be clever.
and have
yeah.
something bad happen.
Okay. You want to go back and read all of the words over all of the doors, assuming that there are words over doors.
Are there
Right,
any?
yes.
I'll go over to the north door or passageway and look, see if there's a word over it.
Yeah, I'm going with Zadrin.
Okay. Looking to the north passage, this room is different. It does not contain the door with the same inscription as the chamber you've just seen, but it does end in a shut stone door.
Okay.
For
And there's
this
no
one in
inscriptions
particular,
lax labeling.
so this passageway leads to an anvil-shaped room with a door set into the far wall. Flanking the door are bas reliefs of two female frost giants holding great axes. You can see runes carved into this door's surface. Zadrin, did you say you know giant?
I do.
I do.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about dwarvish? These would be dwarvish runes.
I know
know
dwarvish as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only language I know, by the way. The only other language besides common. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, so anyone that peers in and looks at these runes and knows dwarvish will be able to make out the inscription as reading, "In ice and blood our folk are born. To our great queen we raise our horn. We'll fight and plunder in the morn. To Vasaviken we are sworn."
Was that the statue that we found upstairs?
No.
No. Okay. Never mind then. All right.
So,
Do we
Gran
recognize
and
them?
Wilhelm,
Yeah.
give me history checks.
History.
Yeah.
They're gonna be pretty high DC, but
Oh no. Oh no.
Guidance.
Ooh, I got a
Grand.
weird D20.
Yeah. Ooh.
20. Okay.
Four.
The name rings a bell to you, Gran. There is a lot of folklore that's made its way through Icewind Dale about various bits of its history. Prominently among the folklore are different tales of the bygone era of the frost giants that made their homes here. And one of the great female warlords among the frost giants was Vasaviken. But that's all you know.
Do we want to try the southern door next? Just gather more information?
Yeah. Sure. You're already there.
I am.
Yep.
Okay,
I am
going
close
to
enough to
south
you,
this
Grant.
time. Ooh, all right. This passage also leads to an anvil-shaped room with a door set into the far wall. Flanking the door are bas reliefs of two male frost giants that have been defaced, their features chipped away. Newer carvings above the door depict the glowering heads of an owl, a wolf, and a goat.
Any runes or writing?
Not that you can see from a distance.
Okay. I will approach beside Gran, so that
I will
I'm
also
10 feet
do
away.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me not be on top of Gran. Yeah. Or do I need to get even closer?
You can give me a perception check.
Okay.
Can I
'Cause
also do that? Because I
yeah.
still have comprehend languages on.
Mhm.
And I'm like touching a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Unless an hour's passed since we left the treasure room.
No, not yet.
I got a 24 on perception.
No
Fine.
runes or additional inscription that you can see, but you can tell that the carvings of those animal
Mhm.
motifs are significantly newer than the defaced
Okay.
reliefs.
Something Arrow might have put in place since taking over, or it's like hard to
Possible.
tell. Yeah. How new? Okay.
You can get closer and investigate if you would like.
I'll leave the investigation to someone else. I'm good at seeing, but not connecting the
I
dots.
will do that shit in a heartbeat.
Okay. You gonna move up and how close do you get? Like, are you actually like, touching the door and
Oh
feeling
yeah,
for any-
that's I'm like, yeah, doing
Okay.
the whole thing. Whatever investigating people do, that's what I'm doing.
I'm standing 10 feet behind her.
Okay.
At
Well, I
40,
don't
you're
need you
safe.
to make a check, Dylan. When you touch the door,
At 40,
a
you're safe.
disembodied voice rings through the chamber and says, "This way is shut to all but those who pass the tests of cruelty, endurance, isolation, and preservation."
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I'll sort of like,
That's crazy.
I'll touch it, like I'll begin to investigate. I'll hear the thing, and I'll turn around. Did I hear that in my head?
Everyone heard this.
Okay. And I'll go, well, we know where the snowflake pathways lead to. These are all trials, challenges.
Yeah, which door do you guys want to go through first? Cruelty, endurance, isolation, or preservation?
Well,
Let's
we
start with
started with
cruelty.
preservation. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Should we figure out which one's which?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Top left is preservation.
I'm working on clearing these, and then I will just let you know which wing is which. Okay, so counterclockwise from top left: preservation, endurance, isolation, and cruelty.
Well, I say we just start at the first door that we came across then.
Yeah, preservation
start
seems like
somewhere.
the least worst one, like the least hardest.
What makes you
Maybe.
think that? One of the
But these are
hardest
trials
parts
for
we had
ice giants.
being alive.
Yeah.
Because
I don't-
we've been trying to preserve the Icewind Dale the whole time. And we've been
I
doing
don't-
amazing at that.
Yes.
So-
I don't, to point of orders, Adrian, I don't think these trials are for ice giants. I think that this is, because that carving is post-giant.
True.
Arrow's been here for a
True.
while. This is probably an Arrow thing. We've run into her worshippers around the Vale. This is, If we had one of those weird druids here, we could probably get some more information out of them. Is what I'm saying. You know.
Oh yeah.
Starting with preservation then.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Who is opening the door?
I guess I can. Does it look heavy?
This door does look to be made of the same stone and ice, but it has that glinting snowflake insignia that really only comes into view once you're right up close to it and can see the fractals differentiating from the ice.
I'm going to do a thing real quickly. Hold on, Gran. I'm going to use an action to cast detect portals and see if this is something that
Read me that spell.
It's a racial ability.
Okay.
Because not racial, but a ranger ability. As an action, I sense the distance and direction to the closest planar portal within 1 mile.
It wouldn't be a portal.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you might not be teleported to another plane of existence.
Well, the best part about things like this is we already know it's a trap, so...
True. Just what type of trap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can't we do when we do it together?
Yeah. Royston kicks the door open.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no!
Rice and I will switch your token out in just a moment.
Yeah.
As you kick the door, your surroundings vanish in a flurry of snow and ice. When your vision clears, you find yourself at the edge of a camp under clear skies. All the fires in the camp are out and smoldering. The only sound you hear is the flapping of the tents as the winds hit them. Closer examination reveals dozens of corpses half buried in the snowdrifts. It becomes clear that a massacre took place here recently. You hear the squawking of buzzards coming from the middle of the camp and can see a half dozen vultures picking at bodies outside one of the larger tents.
I would like to drive the vultures away.
Yeah.
Just sort of intimidatingly, like come on, go.
These are giant vultures, just for context. I'll go ahead and put a few of them on here.
Yeah, but are they brave giant vultures?
Why don't you move on into the camp and find out?
Yep.
Wait, where are we?
I want to make myself look big.
Oh, I'm not zoomed out.
Are these 5 feet?
Not by
or 10 foot
enlarging,
squares?
just by like raising up my hands.
These will be 10-foot squares.
Okay.
Oh, these are also 10 foot squares?
What are you munching on?
I ask the vultures.
In common?
No, in Sylvan.
In Sylvan. Giant vultures speak Sylvan. I think most beasts do. No. So a couple of them lift their sort of grimy, fleshy heads and leer at you, but then go back to pulling viscera off one of the corpses beneath their talons.
Listen, I'm not sure what was supposed to be preserving, but if it's those corpses, that's a problem for us. Because there's
I was
vultures.
just thinking that.
Yeah, what is there bodies all around us or all around the camp, and the vultures are just at the ones at the tent?
Yes, they are. And Zadrin and Gran, what are your passive perceptions at this point?
What's the terrain here?
This would be considered Arctic terrain.
Okay.
17.
So then it would be 20.
Okay. Zadrin, you can hear from the tent closest to where these vultures are picking at the two bodies, very faint muffled whimpering. Humanoid, childlike whimpering. And you see one of the vultures begin to hobble towards the opening of the tent.
Yeah. It seems like there's someone still alive in the tent.
Someone save John!
Renting.
Charges.
Roll for
plural.
initiative.
Yeah. Let's do it.
How could this have happened?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Oh, natural 20.
Hey.
Hands ready back, baby.
I'm back.
12.
15.
All right. I'm actually going to roll all these guys separately because of what may happen.
Shout out to the 2 crew.
So are we smaller than this, actually?
Yeah, you said it was 10-foot squares. And
Oh,
we
did
have-
I? I'm sorry. I meant 5 foot squares.
Oh,
I-
okay,
sorry.
Okay.
Did my
Ooh.
owl die at all while I was gone during those 2 sessions? Does anyone recall? I
We,
believe my owl was
we
alive.
forgot
even
about
know
the
we had
owl,
an
and so
owl.
that
It's
saved
still
its
alive.
life. Yeah.
It
We
was
were lucky
Yes.
we didn't remember it was around, or we would have definitely used it to scout and it would have died.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
we
we'll say
even
it's,
scouted in the last 2
Still
sessions.
around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we
The
just
last
scouted
thing
the
the
rock.
owl did was like stance up on a rock by
It
itself.
just
Mhm.
look at
And
a
that was
big ass
Ellen's
bird
idea.
for
Yeah.
like a while.
Yeah, as we slept, making sure the bird did nothing dangerous.
Okay. At the top of the round, as everyone charges in, Osborne, you are a little ways back and have the tent sort of in your line of
Shit.
sight, but it is half collapsed, so you could see probably all of the vultures except this one that's farthest to the left.
All right. Well, you know what that formation looks like.
T-Rex.
Mm.
What?
Fireball.
Oh. Wait, what?
Are you gonna say
Wait,
that?
which tent was the one with the people in it?
The one next to
Okay.
Yeah,
It's all-
Zadrin pointed it out.
Okay, so 5, 10,
Yeah.
15, 20, 25. Yeah, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to roast this tent right here then. Because Fireball is a 30 foot, right?
20-foot radius.
20.
Which is... That is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, that's
It's
it
a
right there.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot sphere.
Get a little closer to me if you want it.
Yeah,
Show
I
a
was.
few more birds.
I want to get those 4. Yeah,
That right there?
yeah.
That'll get those 4.
Okay, and here we go with the down. I'm just doing a 3rd level.
Next saves for him.
Yes.
All right.
15 is the DC for that.
1, 2, 4, and then 17. But let's
So
see
one
what
passed.
their modifier is. No modifier, so
Probably-
17.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 1 passed. If they did not pass, they take 29 points of fire damage.
Wow.
Ooh.
And
You
the
roll
one that-
so good for Fireball. Oh my god.
Hey, D&D Beyond, not a sponsor. Now, okay, so I rolled 29. So the one that passed, do they take 15 or 14? 14?
14.
You always
14.
round down. D&D.
And then,
Wow.
I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna move any closer. Well, you know what? I'm gonna move like one square. There we go. That's it. That's me.
Okay. Fireball goes off, roasts most of the giant vultures, also immediately chars and singes a lot of the bodies that are strewn about this space, and you can hear the crackling of flesh singeing from the remaining flames. This vulture is significantly burned. You can see charred patches of its smoldering plumage beginning to slough off. Gran, what would you like to do?
I'm running into the tent.
Hey. Once you're in there, give me a perception check.
Oh, no problem.
You got this.
So easy.
Oh, it's pretty low, but it's +7, so 17.
Okay.
17. Do not see anyone off the bat.
Wow.
What? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna spend my. I assume there's maybe pillows or baskets.
There are shattered crates, a tossed cot, blankets strewn about, bits of what look like easily collapsible, transportable furniture. The things you would expect to see in a nomadic, temporary lodging.
You're safe now. just make a noise. Make a something. You,
And I'm just kind of flipping up crates and like if there, I don't know if it's snow on the bottom or what, but moving through snow. I just use my turn investigating, I guess.
Okay. Not able to locate anything on this turn, but noted. Zadrin, you're up next.
What do the vultures seem like they're doing?
Now they're starting to panic. This one especially is sort of dazed by the damage it just took. These closest to the tent, you can see this one is still sort of beetily eyeing the interior. The other one is just staring wide-eyed at Wilhelm as he approaches.
The one eyeing the interior, I will planar warrior and then shoot at it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 1 and 2. That will be for the planar warrior, a 21. No, 31, and then I rolled a 19 plus 12. Yeah, and then the other one is a 16. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, both will hit.
Okay, so that would be on the first one 2d8.
Actually, if you just want to give me the damage for the first,
yeah,
and then we'll see about the second.
Ooh, pretty good. That would be 18 points of force damage.
Okay, still up, but barely.
Okay.
You can see it sort of flapping with no use of only one wing left.
And then 11 points of piercing for the second one.
That cleans it up. Skewered vulture, ready to roast over the fire. Gather your 11 herbs and spices. Anything else there, Zadrin?
That will be it.
Yeah.
All right. Velen.
Okay, so there's just the 2 left. One's bloodied, one's untouched.
Yes,
if I
sir.
recall correctly. So I will move 5, 10, and I'll move to like right here with my full movement, the full 30. I think it was here. And I will cast I will do Firebolt on the one that is untouched.
All right, roll it.
And though we will never be in a scenario where this will super matter, I just want to point out the craziness of Spell Sniper, the feat, because my range on these things is 240 feet. Huh?
Okay.
Can people even see 240 feet?
I think.
Yeah.
So
I have that one.
Sorry. Can people even see 200? Is that you're
I
joking,
literally
right?
just said that. What the fuck?
We're doing
I have that.
I know you just said that.
26
Why do you
to
think
hit.
I'm repeating it?
That'll hit.
Oh.
Because it's insane.
Where are my d10s?
Yeah, dude, you ignore half cover and 3/4 cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cover.
But yeah, I probably didn't even have to move. That would be 12 points of fire damage.
Taken and just bloodied. Starting to smell like roast chicken in this campsite.
And that's all I got.
All right. Well, this guy's dead, so Vulcan, it's your turn.
All right. So I am going to step right in front of this. And I am going to do something I've never done before, guys. I am going to summon VB8 Protector Edition.
Ooh.
Okay.
Protector Edition.
What's that look like?
It looks like a robot with no guns on it. No guns. No offensive capabilities whatsoever. Just a friendly little guy.
Okay.
And I am going to use my bonus action. Yep, just picture him but with no guns. He's going to be right here, actually. That's perfect where you put him. And I'm going to use my bonus action to give everybody within a 10-foot radius a 1d8 plus 4 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
because we are supposed to preserve.
When you say everyone, is it everyone or targets you choose?
Targets I choose, which is all of my friends. Thank you.
Noted.
So that is 8 temporary hit points within 10 feet of all of my friends. Within 10 feet of VBA.
Can you choose the mystery crying person?
No, because I cannot see them and I don't know where they are.
Okay.
So that's me, that's you, that's you, that's you, that's you, and that's you.
Mm-hmm. Everyone but Velen and Osborne, pretty much.
Everyone but Velen and Osborne gets 8 temporary hit points.
All right, anything else?
No. I stand my ground. Whatever's in that thing will be safe.
Alrighty then. This giant vulture right here is going to use its action to disengage, fly up to a very distant height, and just start circling the campsite. This one will do the same. They have left the area, but we can continue picking them off if you want. Y'all let me know.
I will, with my spell sniper.
Okay, well, let's do this then. We'll just go through initiative real quick for anyone who has the range. At this point, they're only 60 feet.
Oh.
Because they use their actions to disengage. So that would be more like that.
Well, I still got the range.
All right, Wilhelm,
Yeah,
you
me
gonna waste
too.
any range on this?
No, absolutely not. Wilhelm goes into the tent next to Gran, and he's like, "Hello, little person. We are here. We are nice people. Come out, and we will keep you safe."
Why don't you give me a perception or investigation check?
Perception or investigation? Which one of those? I'm gonna do perception, please.
Alrighty.
15. So probably don't see.
Nothing that you. Well, let's see. This is a new round. You don't see anything.
You are
we
very,
hear
very
hear it?
sneaky. You're so sneaky.
Can we-
No, you have not heard anything since you entered the tent. It seems whatever was making that noise silenced itself at your approach.
Oh.
This guy is dead.
Gran, they are so
Osborne?
sneaky.
Oh, I get one.
Did I pass you?
You did.
Yeah,
I'm
you
7.
changed out his token, which got rid of his.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Go for it.
So I'm gonna sheath my rapier, pull out my longbow, and I am going to I'm gonna look at Velen, who seemed, I don't know, there was some kind of indefinable smugness about her long range of her spells. I'm gonna look at her with my eyebrows up, and I'm gonna say, "Watch this," and then I wait for a vulture to get 500 feet away.
They're not going to go that far. They're going to stay circling at 120 feet. So.
I wait until they stop moving away, and I'm like, "Oof, not far enough." And
Well,
peck
we
one.
will. They're not that far yet, so you just want to hold your turn then?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave one for me. I'm gonna wait until they stop moving.
Okay. Osborne.
It turns out that I also took Spell Sniper. I don't know why. I've never used it. But I rolled I got a 15 with Firebolt.
That hits. Yeah, which one you
Okay.
picking off?
I don't know. I guess this one here.
Okay.
And roll some damage for that. Oh, 4. 4 damage. That's 2d10. I got 4.
Oof.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You hear a squawk of pain and see it sort of falter, but it's still flapping.
You know what? I'm gonna blow a sorcery point or two.
Yeah,
and
do it.
since it's a cantrip, I can do it again. Here we go. Bang. Oh, only a 10 to hit that time.
That's what you need.
Ah!
Oh,
Let's see if I do any better on the damage.
stupid birds. Should have higher
Oh, I
AC.
got 15 that time damage.
Woo! Oh yeah, you can see its trajectory alter course with the impact of the firebolt, as then it kind of corkscrew plummets, leaving a plume of smoke in its wake.
Oh,
I will,
Lands with a thud on the snow.
and
I
will
think
kill
I see
some-
that and remember how much ranged attack power we have in the party. And I'm like, I was serious about calling one. Nobody shoot the other one. I'm gonna wait until it gets further away and then kill it, because I can shoot it from anywhere. I'm the bow god. Let me have this.
Anyway, that's my turn.
Okay. Grant,
Ooh, I
you
hope we didn't have
want to
to
spend
preserve
your
the
whole turn at this point investigating?
Yes, and I feel like some of the noise and commotion could have had something to do with it, so I'm going to be a lot more gentle about it and use my hearing and my nose more than my body and my mouth, I guess. Trying
Okay.
all 5 of the senses in there.
Gotcha. Give me a new perception check then.
Well, that was an 18.
18 beats this most recent stealth check. So as you go to follow your nose, trying to phase out the scent of blood, charred flesh, and general mayhem that lingers in this campsite, you smell that there is a creature here. And then your keen ears pick up on a very well stifled, but not quite well enough to escape your keen senses, whimper of fear. You go over to where a cot is sort of overturned and the blankets have sort of fallen off in a heap, and use a talon to just gingerly pull back those blankets. And you see, sort of cowering, trying to hide amongst this fabric, is a young child, a small boy, who wears traditional Regid nomad clothing and is surprisingly lightly dressed. He wears this full poncho with the decorative trim, but no shoes. He's wearing his pants and sleeves sort of rolled up, and doesn't seem to be at all bothered by the hostile cold of this climate, but currently is staring up at you with wide, fearful, glacial blue eyes.
I turn to Wilhelm and I say, make sure that the mayhem stays outside and no one else comes in. I don't want to overwhelm anything.
Sounds good.
And I'll grab my pack and I'll just look for I don't know, like maybe food. If I have some rations, I have some bread. I will offer that first without any, like, very gentle, with no words.
Okay. At this point, we can break from initiative. Rayston, just give me a quick attack roll to see if you can snipe it before it gets away.
Will do.
The rest of you can hear Gran issue this ask to Wilhelm from inside the tent.
I would like to. Yeah.
Crit.
Oh,
Crit.
awesome.
I'm really glad that all of the bragging is not
Yeah.
followed up with a miss there, because boy, that would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like that clip of a baseball hitting the bird that flies in front of the pitcher where it just disappears in a poop of feathers.
That is.
What I loved about that moment was just all the reps coming together and being like, "What do we call it?"
Max damage for 22.
Yeah, that takes it out. Again, just poof of feathers, no sign of the corpse, just literally yeeted into another plane of existence. But the rest of
check the other
you,
tents.
okay.
Yeah.
Just peeking in and looking, or really giving a thorough check?
If it matters, my passive investigation is like 18, and perception 16. But if there's anything that makes me feel like I should investigate further, I will do so, because it seems like there's no danger anymore.
Gotcha. You just see more signs of chaos and carnage. It seems like the people of this tribe were caught entirely unawares. Most are dressed down, very few have weapons in hand, and even those weapons, most of them are completely clean. like they didn't have a chance to wield them in their own defense. Everything that you gather indicates that this was a very fast, vicious, merciless attack on these people. Gran, you see this child shivering in fear, wide-eyed, sort of borderline unresponsive, doesn't react at all to the offer of food or drink, and doesn't really take his eyes off of whichever person is closest or moving near him. Seems to be in probably a state of shock.
Yeah. So I'm going to, if the bread doesn't work, then I will just grab one of my pelts out of the bag and I will offer that. And then I'll just put an extra pelt on so that I look really bundled up. And I'm just going to attempt to sit nearby.
Okay.
I still don't want to create any conversation.
Gotcha. He doesn't react as you put the pelt around his shoulders. You are close enough to see, though, that the bare feet show no sign of frostbite or even irritation at being in the bare snow. He seems completely unbothered by the temperature of all things around him. Zadrin, where are you? Are you remaining outside the tent?
I'm just outside the tent. I was wanting to start either just saying prayers to the Raven Queen to help, like, spirits pass on, and investigating what, or medicine checks to see what killed these people. As I pass it, I'll peek in, but seeing Gran sitting quietly, I don't want to disturb that.
In that first moment of stillness and silence, as you begin to extend a prayer to your deity, you hear, distant but close enough to be noteworthy, a single wolf howl echo. And as you peer off in the direction, you can see sort of a rise to the snow, easily 150 feet away, and see a white wolf crest this ridge a moment later. And it meets your gaze and then turns its head and looks off in an adjacent direction. And as you follow it, you can see a distant humanoid figure approaching.
It looks like we have company, guys. One preceded by a wolf over here. Yeah, how far away? Is it just a silhouetted figure off in the distance, hundreds of feet away?
Yeah, the figure at this point is about 200 feet away.
Okay. Okay. I will just stay kind of trading glances between the wolf and the person. And
okay. When you look back, the wolf is gone.
Okay. Then I will keep my eyes on the person. Still silent, quietly mumbling my prayers and trying, hopefully the massacre won't continue with this new person.
You said somebody told us people. You said somebody was coming.
Yep.
Do you think it's help, or do you think it's the person who perpetrated this?
Too far away to tell.
I would like to quickly get in because Royston's priority, now that there's no like immediate hostile threat, and she has successfully proven that she's good at shooting things with bows, it's caught up in the moment, is the kid, figure out what's up, try and help. I want to do a medicine check to see if there's or maybe an arcana check to see if there's basically I want to bring all of my accumulated knowledge and proficiencies to bear to figure out if there is something more than shock going on here, or if this is just my tribe was massacred. I'm having a really hard time right now.
Okay. You can give me a medicine check or an arcana check.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing? As Zadrin makes the party aware of this approaching figure, you can see Gran and Rayston beginning to tend to the child that now all of you can see if you peer in the tent.
15 for the medicine check.
Okay, noted.
I am gonna piece together that we are supposed to preserve whatever is in this tent and stand guard.
Okay. Osborne, what are you doing?
I think I'll ready a firebolt.
Okay.
If the mysterious figure does anything weird.
Wilhelm will be. He knows that his some of the party is going to be ready to rumble. Some of the party's taking care of this kid. He's going to start taking care of the dead, which he assumes that Zadrin's probably doing. He's going to help Zadrin move them around, give them dignity, and make sure.
You're used to gore
Yeah.
and the general horror of the battlefield, being an ex-soldier. This is that level of violence, but different. This is visceral, hate-driven, merciless violence. So it is a gut-churning task even for your seasoned person, but definitely still an endeavor you can undertake. Osborne, go ahead.
To Zadrin, I'd be like, this was not a battle. This was a massacre.
Complete. Well, almost complete.
Brayston, the child does not seem to be suffering from any magical ailment. It seems they are just in a extreme state of shock, and likely will remain so for a time without the intervention of something like a calm emotions spell or just the passage of time.
Does anyone have a calm emotion spell?
Mm-mm.
I didn't figure. I'm gonna go ahead. What if I have a really convincing deception check?
Or what? You're gonna try to deceive a child who has just been through extreme trauma?
I am. I'm gonna try and lie to a traumatized child right now.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I want to take the crossbow out of my bag and make sure that it looks nice and elegant.
I will say, the second you draw a weapon near the
No,
child,
I'm not in the tent. I'm not in the tent when I'm doing this. I am
so you leave
not
the
drawing
tent.
a weapon in front of the child.
Okay, so when you leave the tent, then let's start there. Osborne, you've been watching this figure approach. You can see the moment this figure registers that there are now people in this campsite, and they break into a sprint towards you.
Oh, fuck.
Sprint, you say? One person? One figure?
That you can see for now.
What age do we give this kid? 11?
9 through 11, somewhere like that.
Can I see that Osborne's like away from everybody with firebolt in hand, just looking out in the distance?
Yeah.
This is all like pretty short time frame, so this would probably be while you're still investigating.
I'm not gonna shoot. It's something feels weird. I'm not gonna shoot.
Okay.
Can we start making out clothing yet?
Give me a perception check.
All right. Oh, that's bad. That will be a 13.
13. Okay. With dark leathers and furs, it's hard to really make out any detail at a distance. So it would be about the time this figure gets this close that you see not anything noteworthy on the clothing, but you can see that there is a trail of red footprints in this figure's wake. And as he gets this close, you hear a battle cry rip from his throat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he will be entering initiative, as will the rest of you.
Are we re-rolling?
We'll just keep what it is.
I would like to re-roll.
To make it easier on me, we're just going to keep this one, but I'll put him at the bottom of initiative. Just because y'all are spread all over the place, and going back would be a pain. All right.
It's
on the
one
map.
guy. How hard could it be?
On the left. Over
I always
here.
have
This direction, yeah.
placed exactly where the tokens are.
Okay. So, Rayson, you are stepping out of the tent, drawing this crossbow. Velen, you are moving between tents, investigating. Wilhelm, Zadrin, y'all are tending to the bodies, and Osborne, you have a firebolt readied as this figure begins to charge and lets loose this battle cry. And you can see now that this figure is human, but massive. He is rippling with muscle, wielding a very sickly looking sickle that he is bringing up to the ready as he charges, and this too is leaving a trail of red droplets in its wake. Osborne, you can go ahead and loose your readied firebolt if you would like before your turn proper.
No.
Up to you.
Not gonna.
Okay.
Feels weird.
So what would you like to do on your turn?
I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I am going to cast... Oh, Lord. Fuck it. I'm going to cast Wall of Fire.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it... let me draw some shapes here. I'm going to put it, like, across here. That's the wrong shape. Like, across here.
Alrighty.
How far does that go? That goes...
I think it's 20 foot high by 60 foot long. Correct me if I'm wrong.
60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Okay, so... Yeah, so like between it and us.
Okay. Noted.
And
got it. This
then...
raging inferno begins towering.
And then... I'm going to retreat a little bit. That's correct. I am concentrating. I'm going to back up a little. I'm going to go over to Wilhelm. Get behind him a little bit.
Okay.
Feels weird.
Probably a good idea.
It's weird.
All right. Next up, Gran, it is your turn. As you hear this battle cry echo, being still within the tent with this child, you see a formerly expressionless face contort with absolute terror, and he immediately dives back for the pile of blankets that you extracted him from and begins to try and hide again.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my turn to basically try and help him build up that fort, since that's what he's feeling like is safety. So I'm gonna like help. If there's another bed in there, I'll corner them or baskets or whatever, and I'll just huddle back there with him.
Let me ask you this: is your intention to hide him or to fortify?
More to I think he is trying to hide, and I am trying to fortify.
Okay, noted. Anything else on your turn?
I think that'll take quite a bit.
Nice.
I do, as I'm doing it, I'll like move a crate with one hand and I'll take a bite of food and try and still so he can see me eating it, and see if that helps at all. But
doesn't seem to be paying you any attention. He's solely focused on hiding right now. But noted. Zadrin, that brings us to you. You can no longer see the figure. There's just the towering wall of flame that is rapidly melting the snow and sending massive plumes of steam up in the air around it.
I will move over here so that out of cover, so I have clear line of sight for if he does make an appearance. And putting it together like the wolf, pointing it out, and the wolf carved into the icy wall makes me think that this is part of the trial is to save the kid from this raging, completely differently dressed individual, not dressed like the other people. Like everyone else is dressed similarly, right? All the dead bodies.
And you see very pale blends of wool and fur. Lots of wolf motif throughout the camp as well. Your passive perception would have picked up on that.
And so, just him being in the dark clothing scream battle cry with a sickle and covered in blood. Makes me think, he's probably one of the attackers. Since I can't see him yet, I will just use my action to see if it's like sickle-like wounds, if I can determine if it was a sickle that caused the injuries. Maybe?
Yeah, you can use your action for a medicine check.
Okay. I rolled a 3, so 5.
You could tell it was a sharp-bladed instrument. Hard to say if that's a sword or a sickle.
Okay. So yeah, I will just wait here. That's all I
Right.
can do right now.
Bellin, that brings us to you. You can see everyone starting to get in position in response to this war cry. You, of course, see the towering inferno that Osborne creates.
I will move. I think I'll move just to where I can get like a rough line of sight if the guy walks through the inferno, and I will hold. I'll hold firebolt. Just if I see him or really any figure walk through that wall of fire, I'll just let it loose.
Okay, noted. Vulcan, that brings us to you.
I will hold. No shot. He moves like within 10 feet of me, but if he does, I'm gonna hold a thunder wave to try and push him back.
Okay, is Thunderwave a cantrip?
It is a first level spell. Oh
Okay.
wait, I'm gonna lose it if it doesn't go off.
If you hold a leveled spell, it expends the spell slot regardless.
I'm gonna hold a firebolt. If and or when a hostile creature moves past this wall of fire.
Okay. Do you want to step out of the tent a little bit so you can get a line of sight?
I will move the 5 feet this way, and then move my cannon in the doorway in my stead.
You got it. All right. Wilhelm.
Gonna pee.
We'll move 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we'll ready an attack if anybody comes within melee range.
All righty. Rayston.
Okay. So, obviously, gonna wait on the whole lying to the child thing. And instead, I am going to perform for the child real quick. I would like to stand in the entrance to the tent, make myself extremely visible and strong looking. And I don't know if I've ever specifically laid this out, but Rayston's female form looks like Enchanted era Amy Adams, basically. And in my absolute strongest, most resolute voice, I am going to say to the child, do not worry, child. We are the slayers of the Frost Maiden, the Dwergar Bane, the strongest band of heroes to come to Icewind Dale in many a long year or decade or whatever. The point is, we are for sure gonna murder the absolute fuck out of whoever murdered your tribe. And yeah, he's here, and he's about to be so dead. You would not believe how dead he's going to be. I'm gonna stab him in the head twice. 5 times. Swear to God.
I shoot Rayston a look that like my my dragonborn nostrils are starting to like frost up around it as he gets more and more graphic the more he talks.
Yeah, the child is still concurrently burying himself in his hiding place, but a moment later you see the blankets part and just wide, terrified eyes staring out at you.
Can I make the performance check? I would feel better if I could roll the performance check.
Of terror?
Yeah.
I'm performing strength. I'm performing reliability. The point here is to make myself seem like a legend come to life has come to save this child in his hour of need. Are we not being cool?
I mean, you can, yeah, you can roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A high roll doesn't change a guaranteed reaction. I will say that.
I'm not asking for an immediate solution to the child's trauma. I'm just asking to be extended a little bit of leeway as far as what's the phrase?
Oh.
Yeah, let's have the roll.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. How does a 25 grab everybody? We feel like maybe Ryston had a point.
Or maybe Ryston didn't say what he said then. Yeah. That would probably be
Sorry,
the best
hold on.
way. Yeah.
Fundamentally, playing a Charisma 16 character, you have to pretend that the words made more sense or were braver sounding. All right?
Good.
I cannot perform 20 intelligence if I'm a 20 intelligence wizard. I can't convincingly sound off the top of my head like I'm improvising with a giant Godzilla brain.
Gotcha. I got you down at a 25 on that. That would be your action. Anything with a bonus action or movement?
No, I'm gonna move. Well, yeah, I am gonna move next to Will.
Okay. That brings us
here is better. I'm gonna go here because then I can sort of, because the kid's in this town. So like, if he comes this way, we've got a melee. This way, we've got a melee. So.
All right. You can hear the pounding footfalls of this massive being sprint up to the far side of the wall of fire, but stop a bit short of the plumes of steam, and hear a strangely visceral voice for a human snarling, "I will see the end of the wolf tribe. My name is Isar, and I will be your doom." And then he gives a mocking wolf's howl and begins to pace in front of the wall of fire. And he will do another thing that none of y'all can see, and then it will be Osborne's turn.
Okay, so is he ending his turn there?
He would be however far he's not feeling heat. So is that 5 or 10 feet?
10 feet.
Okay. So then he would be back there.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna move a little bit, and I'm gonna hold concentration. I mean, I could be pretty far away because I have Spell Sniper.
You do?
I'm gonna move like right there, and I'm just gonna wait.
All right, noted. Gran, you see this small child continuing to huddle down, and as this mocking wolf cry rings out, you can see tears begin to well in the child's eyes. But it seems like the adrenaline of survival reflex has kicked him out of shock, and he is frantically looking around, seems to keep glancing back to where Rayston disappeared out of the opening of the tent, and finally turns a frightened gaze towards you, shakes his head slightly. You're not gonna let them get me, right?
No, I will sit. I will sit here with you. We have a lot of people outside that are here to keep you safe. You understand? If you can muster any information, what did they look like? What weapons were they using? Anything, I can give that to them, and we can become more helpful.
It's him. It's the leader of the rival wolf tribe. They want to be the only ones. He's the one that killed everyone. And he kind of breaks from his hiding place to instead dive into your side. And as he sort of peers up with his face half buried in your tunic, you hear the muffled whimper. Scary lady can protect us, right?
Oh, she is very scary and very good at protecting. Now tell me, did they use fire at all?
Steel.
Say that again.
Steel. And that's about all you would have time for on your turn.
I just tuck him deeper into, and I'm behind. I'm fortified both of us. I guess I want to make sure I made that clear. So we're like behind tables.
Gotcha. Yeah. Like barricaded in is gotcha. All right, Zadrin.
Aeronaut, waiting for enemies to show their face. Looking around to see if there's any other enemies cresting the hill. I do not hear that interaction, but it's just the one guy, so I will.
Yeah. Your perception doesn't pick up on anyone.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'll just keep waiting, listening to the footfalls for his position on the other side of the firewall and be ready.
All right, Velen.
I think I will also just hold Firebolt and wait again. Just hold action, see what happens.
Vulcan.
Would I have been able to hear the whimpers of the kid from within the tent, from outside the tent? No idea.
Not from outside, not with like that raging fire going and the battle cries echoing around.
So I am going to tell VB8 to push forward between these two.
Okay.
So that if I need to pump out more protection, I will. And I will once again hold action to Firebolt anything that comes, any hostiles that come for the tent.
Okay. Wilhelm, you hear another mocking howl echo from the other side of the flames.
Wilhelm will move forward and be like, you talk pretty tough for a mangy cur. You attacked these people when they were not ready or prepared. You face now Wilhelm Oakenbruff, the twice slain. He takes his sword and he slams it against his shield twice. Come forward and die, dog.
Wow.
All right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Tell you what, give me an intimidation check.
So everyone thinks that one's cool and fun.
So that's a dirty 20.
Okay, noted. All right. Racing.
What?
Okay, you can definitely do that as a reaction.
Yeah.
So the wall of fire disappears and you see the bloodlustful grin of a sadist wielding a dripping scimitar coated in blood over his furred clothes. And his gaze falls on you, Wilhelm, and you just see this grin widen so that it cracks the bits of dried blood on his face. Again, you've seen people like this on the battlefield before.
Does an arrow go flying his way since he's
anyone that was holding their attacks to see him, go for it.
That is a
but before you all of the attacks will be at disadvantage because he has taken the dodge action.
All right. Well, I rolled a 3, so 15.
15 will just hit.
Okay.
He's just wearing hide.
So 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay, takes it, doesn't even seem to flinch.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen, I think you had a firebolt for me.
Yes, I was just rolling it. That is a 17 at disadvantage. Oops, that's not right. There you go. For 10 points of fire damage.
Okay. Another 10 taken. Is there anybody else?
I specifically said when he moves closer through the wall fire. So if he steps closer, I'll shoot.
Noted. All right. So Rayston, you can see over the tent that the wall of fire disappears.
I'm gonna walk up to Wilhelm in the absolute most swaggery way I can possibly manage it. And I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and I'm gonna say, babe, is this guy bothering you? And I'm gonna grow to 15 feet tall.
Alrighty. You are in big
Oh, I'm gonna, as soon as I'm like big enough to like see totally past the tent, I'm gonna be like, oh, never mind. It's a little mutt. Get.
Wow.
You see this figure's smile falter for a moment. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm not even preparing an action. I've just got a hand on the hilt of my sword. And I'm looking at him like, stupid little dog. Go.
Okay. Isar is going to size up the situation really quickly, give a grunt of frustration, throw down his sickle, and pull a heavy crossbow out, rather around from off his back. It's going to level it at the easier target, the one that's big and not covered in glinting plate. So that's going to be you. Ooh. I didn't see that. I take that back. No. If he gets 3 melee attacks, he's going to go melee.
Oh my god. Never mind.
Who says that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
He is going to charge in, letting loose another tearing howl. Wilhelm, do you ready attacks?
I think so.
I think so too. Go ahead and give me yours, and I'll give you mine.
Oh, and then mine too, because he moved closer.
Uh-oh. Did you crit me?
Twice. I rolled a 14, a 20, and a 20.
Oh, that's
wow.
awful. That's going to be awful.
I am
That's
so
terrible.
sorry.
It's okay. Does mine resolve first?
Yeah, let's do yours
Let's
first.
hope so. Well, let's see if I hit with a 19. I think so.
Yeah, it's 15.
19 hits, yeah.
I'm definitely going to smite because I'm probably going to be unconscious after this. So.
And you're angry. He just killed a whole village.
Mm-hmm.
Not village, but
Yeah, the scent of blood is strong on him. You can see as he gets this close, the clothes are not dark from the material they're made of. It's because they are completely soaked with blood.
Oof.
Right, 10, 13. So I do 18 points. Oh, I'm sorry, 19 points of magical slashing and radiant damage.
Okay.
And
taken.
Oh, don't forget my.
All right.
Okay. Well, hold on. I gotta do my. I held my firebolt.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 27 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 13 points of fire damage. 17 points of fire damage, excuse me.
Okay. He is still not quite bloodied.
And then Wilhelm, now you may know.
Now, did the 14 hit me, by the way? What is the total on that?
The total, that's a good question, is a dirty 20.
No. Okay. So only the natural 20s hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Still gonna drop.
I am going to force him to re-roll one of those natural 20s, by the way.
Okay. Do you have your storm rune out?
No, it's Runic Shield. It's a different Rune Knight ability.
Wow.
That Storm Rune allows me to impose advantage or disadvantage as a reaction. Runic Shield allows me to, when a creature I see within 60 feet is hit by an attack roll, I can use my reaction to force a reroll, which is not disadvantage, it's a different thing.
This is why I killed my NPC Rune Knight in my game.
That is under, that's less than 20, so that one will also miss.
I did this crap on me
Runic
all the
Shield,
time.
by the way, when I use it, there's like a visible and audible effect. So he knows that I did that to him, and I laugh. I laugh in his stupid face.
I laugh at him. Wow.
Okay. Well, you would use your reaction to drop the ball of fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
does it not take a reaction? Okay. Okay. No, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, some spells do specify actions to just so.
I don't think fireball does. So
when it's concentration.
Yeah, so what are you doing with your reaction then?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. Are y'all really gonna rob me of my 2 crits?
Yes.
You can do both of those things?
Get you a squad like this, y'all.
Oh, fuck. Casting time reaction. Okay. Gonna be a 19 to hit.
That misses.
Okay, so as this juggernaut of hate comes barreling towards Wilhelm, his scimitar or sickle glinting as it flashes through the air, the first one misses from Wilhelm's poise, and as Wilhelm is rocking back, unable to right himself before the next one comes down, it is instead deflected, the sound of metal grating against arcane steel from the runic shield, and he flips it from the back end and comes back up with an upward slice, and you can see these magical silvery thorned wisps of energy appear from the air, ripping his arm and making the blow miss entirely, and he stands there for a moment completely bewildered at what has just transpired.
And Wilhelm looks completely bewildered too, by the way. He's like, oh yeah, no, those should have totally hit, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, sorry. You should have come back and killed the kid before we showed up, because now it's for sure not going to happen.
Yeah.
He lets loose another grunt of fury. He still has speed left, so he is going to turn his gaze to the interior of the camp, circle it really quickly. His eyes are going to fall on the tent that you were standing just outside, Vulcan. He will take the... Oh, you can attack with opportunity because you use your reaction for your whole action. So he is going to use his last 10 feet to continue charging towards the tent. Osborne, it is your turn.
Well,
Motherfuck. That sucked. That should have been 40-12.
I liked it a lot.
That should have been 8d12 for 2 crits.
That's a first level bard spell, Silvery Barbs. It might be a new one. I don't know. I hadn't heard
think
it
so.
before.
It's very
That's a Strixhaven spell right there.
Yeah, they're gonna fix that. Yeah.
Actually, they already have released an errata about the spell. Does nothing to any of the stuff that they just talked about.
Really?
Yeah, the errata, because people thought that it might affect legendary resistance because the language forces a reroll, but it doesn't. So
it's cool, but it's getting late, and I want to finish this fight, so let's keep moving. Osborne, it's your turn. What you got?
I think I'm just gonna hit him with. I'm gonna burn another sorcerer point and hit him with 2 fire bolts.
Okay, go for it. Okay. And you ignore the cover from the tent because you're a spell sniper.
Okay, so the first one is 18 to hit, and the second one is a 24 to hit. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, both hit.
Okay. And the first one is going to do 8 points of fire damage, and the second one is going to do 16.
Oh, motherfuck. Those attacks should have all been an advantage. Fuck. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Oh. So 8 and 16, 24 points of fire damage there, Morgan.
Okay.
Oh, and where am I?
You're over here.
I'm pretty far away. I'm going to stay there.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Gran, you still hanging out with the kid?
Yes, but I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Yep. I am going to cast Summon Beast.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of bend down. I'm gonna say, "Watch this, watch this," and I'm gonna kind of just put my hand out and summon it right at the edge of the. I think it'll be like a small wolf. They have it's like a small beast stat block, but a wolf-esque creature, and I'm gonna have it. It actually has enough movement to get to the guy.
Okay.
So it'll be
Oh my god.
Look at him.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
Thanks, roll 20.
Great, you can now move it, Gran.
Awesome. Okay. Well, he's gonna just run straight up, and
Nice.
I cast it at level 2, so he actually only gets 1 attack. But that. Oh That is 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And he does 1d8 plus 4. That is 9 damage. And it is just a maul attack.
Noted. All right. Anything else?
Nope, just kind of squeeze him a little tighter.
Okay, Zadrin, then Bellin on deck.
Okay. I'm debating something that someone might like. But bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Because, yeah, Hunter's Mark.
He is not bloodied at this point, by the way.
Okay. Then, yeah, I won't do what I was going to do. And I will just shoot twice at him.
Roll it.
1 and 2. First is 17, and then a 16 to hit.
Both hit.
All right. All right, that would be 6, 7, 10, 13. 25 points total of piercing
Ooh.
between my 2 attacks.
He is really showing the damage now, starting to limp as he tries to shake off the wolf. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
Bellin.
I will. I mean, at this point, it's becoming like a tried and true. I think I'll just do Firebolt.
All right. Very reliable cantrip.
Yes. And that is a 16.
It's. Ooh.
9 points of fire damage.
You see one of his knees buckle for a moment, and he barely manages to stagger back to his feet. He's holding on by a thread. You got anything else?
I wish I did. Can I let the owl attack?
You know what? If you want, go for it.
Yeah, sure. I'll just if it doesn't cost an action to just like telepathically like, hey owl, just like fuck him up like a little bit.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, this is not going to do much damage if it even hits, but wow, that's a natural 19, so 22 to hit.
Hits.
There is no dice to roll. It's just 1 damage.
Gets him a little bit closer, but not quite there.
Not quite.
All right.
At this
Then
point,
just
he should
flies
be
by
taking
and-
psychic damage out of embarrassment, I think.
All right. Vulcan, can you clean it up?
Golly, I just love to try. I am going to move 5, 10, 15 block of the way. I'm going to use my bonus action to move the arcane, the eldritch cannon this way to completely block him. This is small size, not tiny size. I don't know if I established that earlier. So he can't really bulldoze that thing either. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
I'm
is
just
that a
gonna
dex
I'm
save?
just gonna shoot to kill.
Yeah, no such thing as non-lethal damage in this fight.
Oh no, this is shoot to kill, baby.
No such thing.
No
Yeah.
such thing. No dice.
This dude
Is that a
talks
dex
shit
save or a
up
roll to
front.
hit?
It is a roll to hit. So the first is a 15.
That's what you need. Yep.
So the first attack will do, Morgan, 10 points of damage.
How do you want to kill him?
Fantastic. No children, no cry, I'm gonna say, as I kill him.
That's right. You got killed by our party member who's the worst at jokes.
And I shoot him point blank in the face, and he dies by a scorching ray.
That he does. There is once again, well, this would be radiant, not fire, but from all the firebolts, again, the smell of sizzling flesh, the curling of steam from the blood on his clothes. But as the scorching ray impacts, it is enough to finally topple this tyrant and bring him to the ground, where his blood begins to pour and merge with that of his victims.
Oh, sad. That's actually sad.
Mm-hmm. I still say a prayer for him, because Raven Queen takes all to where they should go. So
This is still a very bad scene. No
Yeah,
matter how
very
cool
bad
we
scene.
feel
yeah.
post-fight.
An eerie silence falls across the campsite.
Hey kid, he's dead.
Was this real? Or was this like a trial?
Remember we
Feels
were doing
weird.
trials.
Part of my plan is
does
to
the kid
figure that
feel
out.
He feels very present, very tactile.
It feels real.
And as Rayston calls out, you can feel him begin to slowly, hesitantly untangle himself from your embrace and kind of looks up at you worriedly. Is it all right? Is it done?
If you want to hold on a minute, actually, we'll cover the bodies of your fallen clansmen. Would you like that?
Why don't you just wait here, and I will come right back and make sure it's safe for you.
I'll crawl over all of the shit that I popped up.
Ryston's gonna go and try and find like pelts and blankets and stuff that he can put over the bodies.
Yeah, already a process that was begun. A lot of the bodies sort of pulled into the same place by Wilhelm and Zadran earlier, so easily accomplishable within a couple of minutes. But Gran, you emerge and can see the scene that has unfolded. There's still plumes of steam rising from where the wall of fire had burned. You can see steam rising from the fresh wounds of this dispatched foe as well. Zadran, you notice a canine figure reappear on the nearby ridge.
Is it staring at us or drawing my okay.
Velen, could you send your owl around and make sure there's no one else that's going to appear?
You're muted, darling.
There you go. My bad.
Yeah.
I'll even like hold someone's shoulder and I can't see anything, controlling owl. The limit to that is 100 feet, and we'll just sort of fly up, do a circle, see if there's anything important.
Give me a perception check with the owl stats. I believe that's an advantage for an owl.
Yep.
Yes, it is. That is 22.
22. As the owl rises to just shy of 100 feet of height, there is nothing. No other figures. The one wolf, no sign of a pack. And then just vast, empty, snowy terrain as far as the eye can see in any direction.
Well, now
You
what?
would see the bloodied tracks that Isar had left that exit from the far side of the camp from where most of this action has taken place and slowly started to circle around and then had a sharp return from the direction he approached, seemingly noticing activity in his wake.
Is the wolf still there? How far away is the wolf?
At this point, just shy of 100 feet from the camp and just standing on that ridge watching the events unfolding. Takes a moment to peer up towards the owl as your gaze falls upon it. Sits down. Does not react otherwise.
Okay. I'll break the owl connection.
What are the rest of you doing?
Helping taking care of the dead, really.
I will. I'll cast Create Bonfire in the middle of the camp. All right. Eat what you want. Throw the rest on there.
Osborne, I think that maybe we're going to have to implement a no talking rule for you for the duration of the traumatized child's stay with us. So.
Yeah, I was planning on going and getting him from the tent. So when I do, could we all behave a little? Thank you.
What do you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Yeah,
yes.
everyone. Reisman has no idea you mean her.
I'm gonna purposefully move back towards the tent.
Okay.
I'm standing outside. I'm 15 feet tall.
It is safe. There's a lot of us out here, but none of us will hurt you. You may stay, or you may come out. It is your decision to make.
Okay. And he begins extracting himself from the bunker you've made, following in the path that you haphazardly carved through the fortification. The rest of you see this child emerge, really getting your first clear look at the individual. Again, seems very lightly dressed for the frigid climate, but seems unbothered by it. You can see that he pulls out from the folds of this sort of light fur and woolen poncho a stuffed saber cat cub, just a little toy that he has with him. Looks about the campsite, and you can see him sort of recoil at the unhideable signs of violence, the pools of blood, the destroyed encampment itself, and cringes away from the burning pyre that you've erected. But as his gaze falls upon the corpse of Isar, you can see his expression harden a little bit, stands up, the trembling lower lip stills, and looks up at towering 15-foot Rayston and just gives a nod, seeming to think that this is likely your handiwork, but then still gravitates towards Gran and clutches at your furs. At that moment, you all hear a very doleful howl echo from the wolf on the ridge. The child's head snaps towards that direction, and you can see a faint hint of a smile as the wolf begins to trot down the ridge in your direction. He looks up at you, Gran. He's a friend. He was my dad's. I think he can take me to my uncle's tribe. He's a messenger dog. I think I can go with him. And as the wolf finally enters the camp, you can see that it is a dire wolf. It's massive, easily rideable like a steed for a child of this size. But it is very slow on its approach. Its body language very deliberate in showing that it is not hostile or attacking. And if allowed to approach, it will come up to the kid and just sort of bump his shoulder with its nose. It's about a hand taller than you are, Gran, from shoulder to snow.
Awesome.
It's a massive beast, even for a dire wolf.
Whoa. I'm
But
really
the kid seems completely unworried by it.
Have you met this creature before?
Dad says he's too big to ride, but yeah, I've known him forever. And he reaches up and begins to pet the direwolf's muzzle. The dog gives a shake.
I'll pet it as well. And then I'll throw one of my pelts on its back, kind of like a loose saddle, and I'll lift up the kid.
You make it safe, okay?
I'm Eric's, by the way. My dad was the chieftain. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my uncle's tribe, but if you ever find us, if you're ever in our lands, I'll make sure that you get a warm welcome.
Well,
Appreciate it.
when you get to your uncle's tribe, tell them that Gran from Bryn Chandler sent you, and if you ever make it there, I'll give you a warm welcome as well.
Thanks, Granny. And gives a last long look around the wreckage of his home and his family. Sort of sniffles indignantly and wipes at his nose with his sleeve. Kicks his heels lightly into the side of the direwolf, who turns begins trotting back the direction from whence he came. And
Hold
as
on
he
one
does,
I'm going to say that in character, actually. Hold on one moment. And I take back out of my pack the crossbow and the little quiver of bolts. And I'm going to, like, toweringly sort of walk up to the kid on the wolf. And I'm going to hand him the crossbow and the thing of bolts. And I'm going to look at him very seriously and, I don't know, intensely, and say, your uncle can teach you how to use this. In the future, violence may return to your life. No one can guarantee it won't. But as long as you have this, you'll be better prepared for it. Keep in mind, the wastes can be cruel, but you don't have to be cruel to withstand them. I nod at him and
as the kid takes the
walk away.
crossbow, which is very large and unwieldy for him, you can
It
see
is a light crossbow. It is it's too big for a 9-year-old, but if as a teen, he would be able to use it.
Okay. But for now, it's large and unwieldy. He takes it from you, and you can see sort of conflict on his face, his brow furrows. Pa says druids don't use metal, but I want to be strong enough to protect the people I care about next time. So I'll get my uncle to teach me. Thank you. And he sort of gives a sniffle, and this time is unable to stop the tears that begin streaming down his cheeks, but again gives a quick jab of his heels into the direwolf side, and this time it takes off at a canter. And as it does, you all feel the cold around you set in a little bit more, and then seem to sort of press through your skin, and you feel this odd sort of gravitational pull tugging you down into the earth. And the next moment, there is a flurry of snow, and you are back in the chamber outside the door that you had kicked open to begin this trial. Back in Grimskaya once more. And that, I think, is where we will wrap for tonight. Well
All
done.
Good job.
No idea what the outcome of this test, trial, experience, whatever is, but I have it in my notes.
I do want to mention I probably won't get back to this emotional state the next time, but when my eyes started watering, that also happened to Grant. So but that I probably won't be able to replicate that next session. So know that.
Grant's little sideways reptilian eyelids blinking away tears.
Yeah.
All right.
You know,
well
Wilhelm.
done, everyone. Ooh.
Wilhelm, I thought this was going to be one of those things, you know, where the good guy was a bad guy and the bad guy was a good guy and all that.
It's all very confusing. Let's just let Raistlin lead the way and then back him up.
All right. If you say
She will
so.
not lead us wrong.
I want to ride the walrus. Can I do that?
Is that
Sounds very dangerous.
All right. Well done, everybody. Good session. You have... it's fine, I'll say it. You have completed the first trial of Aril, the trial of preservation. The outcome you're unsure of at the moment, but the glittering snowflake that was embossed on the icy facade of the door is no longer present on this one. So well done. 1 down, 3 to go. That you know of.
Oh, there's 4 doors. Yeah, what are you talking?
Yeah.
I'm not a smart man, but I can count, all right?
I'm telling you, the next one, the bad guy is going to be the good guy and vice
The
versa.
good guy will be the bad guy. You're right. All right, we'll look for it.
Calling it now. Well, chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been a fun session. Roll20, thank you so much for sponsoring and providing all of these beautiful tools that make these games so much fun to run and hopefully to play.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, players, thank you for playing.
Thank you for DMing. You do a great job.
Thank you.
But everyone, as always, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Goblin Neon to stay up to date on all of our programming updates. Those of you that keep up may have seen that our new campaign, Endless Midnight Genesis, was postponed from the start date of this week and will instead be debuting next Monday. James, why don't you remind our viewers a little bit more about that one, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna destroy you last Monday. Instead, I'm gonna destroy you this coming Monday.
My, how the turntables.
We would just do some collaborative storytelling. What do you mean destroy?
Yeah.
Emotionally, Alden, emotionally.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who's familiar with the original Endless Midnight campaigns knows that James has a very solid track record of destroying me emotionally and making me cry and getting me super invested in those stories. So, yeah, definitely tune in next Monday. It's going to be a new experience for me as a player. The intro sessions with all the characters for this campaign will be one-on-one between player and DM. James, why don't you give us a list of all the players? I don't want to hog the spotlight.
Oh, well, let's see. Morgan's going to be on Monday. We're going to do it on Mondays, by the way. So Morgan's on this Monday, the Monday after that. What did I say, Alden? Who's the week after that?
Alex,
yeah.
Alex Aviles.
He'll be the week after that, and the week after that is...
Kristen.
No, it's me.
Kristen's week after that. All right.
Math is hard. Look, math is hard. Hold on. 1, 2.
It is. Remembering what I said is hard. And the week after that, I guess, would be Alden.
Oh, so then that pushed. Oh, okay, I got pushed back. Got it.
Yeah.
And then wrapping up with Steven.
Steven gets to go last. That's right. So for the first 5 weeks, it'll be just the DM and one player. And then after that, they'll all be together.
Oh, man.
Trying something a little different.
That's when the fun really begins. So excited. But yes, viewers, make sure you tune in next Monday for the beginning of Endless Midnight Genesis. Super excited to start this new story.
Me too.
And as always, keep up to date on twitter.com/goblinneon. Make sure you also follow Roll20 app to stay up to date with all the freebies that are coming out this week as they continue their partnership for Evil Hat Month. Check out the currently free Monster Mystery Adventure on roll20.net at the marketplace. And make sure you join us next time for Frigiphobia. Gonna be another fun one. We'll see you then. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Morgan.
Next week. What's the next show gonna be? Whoa, that's gonna be so crazy. Oh my god. Whoa.